Are you stressed? Stress can be caused by many, many things, but I was thinking about this the other day, and I realized that there's one main thing that causes stress for a lot of us. And that thing is us putting internal pressure on ourselves. And the ironic thing is that we are adding this stress to our lives, and it's being put on by us. So a question I want you to ask yourself is, who are you living for? So when I ask that, you're probably like, well, of course I'm living for myself. Like, who else would I be living for? But really think about it. Are you potentially living for your parents' expectations? Are you living for the expectations of society? Are you trying to fit a certain mold that someone told you once that you should be? And I think the word should is really powerful. And in therapy, they always tell you not to say the word should, because there really is no such thing as a should. Like, everyone can have their own life path, and everyone can do whatever their heart pleases. It's really up to you to lead your own life. But anyways, I think a lot of us think that, there are certain life milestones that we need to hit. So that could show up in you saying something like, I need to have a certain kind of job, or I need to make this amount of money by this age, or I need to marry this kind of person. I need to be with this kind of person. And I want you to think about these life milestones or these like goals that you have, because really ask yourself the why, or like, where are these coming from? Are these things that you actually want for yourself, or are these things that, again, was put on for you by your parents, by your friends, by the world, by society? Just question and ask yourself, where is this coming from? So I think an example of what a lot of people value or really want is wealth and to be rich. And like, don't get me wrong, I would love to be really rich and love to eat at Michelin star restaurants all the time and have my own mansion with a pool. But if that is something you really want, ask yourself why. And also think about your life in 5 years. So do you want or see yourself as being someone who, sorry, my dogs are barking, as someone who wants to have a mansion and is going to be a millionaire and is going to have their own spot, but is potentially going to be living alone? And that is okay. If that's something you want, amazing. You're going to be rich. You're going to have your own spot. Or is being rich to you being rich in relationships? So does that mean that you actually have your own family in 5 years? And does that mean you're surrounded by a community of friends? Because rich is relative to what you value and what you want. So if being rich is a value or a dream you have, think about it. Like, is it what you actually want, or is it something that America and the US has told you that being wealthy is the only way to be of value? And I want to touch on this because I think in the US and in America, success is really defined by a very small handful of things. It's wealth, so money, fame, and yeah, I think honestly those two, because I feel like are just influence. So like, how much power do you have? And I don't think that's really true of happiness. Like, I think you'll see a lot of stories, and they're in the headlines, of celebrities or famous people who are really unhappy or really struggling because there's a lot more to life than just having all this money and being, isolated at the top and being hailed by everyone. I think Steve Jobs is the one who was like on his deathbed and really talking about how he wished he invested more in relationships. But anyways, that was a side rant. But I want you to ask yourself, who are you living for, and really figure out what your values are. And when you figure out those values, dig into the why. And I use that rich example of, do you actually want to be rich? And why do you want to be rich? Is it because you actually want to be rich? Or is it because your parents told you that you need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer? It's a lot of animals. Okay, so, and then ask yourself multiple times. Don't just ask yourself once, because I feel like it's super easy to be like, okay, do I want to be married to this kind of person? Yes, of course. I want to be married to the handsome, cool, smart guy. No, like, obviously, no questions. But ask yourself multiple times, like, spread it out, and don't ask yourself in the same day. Don't just like ask yourself 4 times and be like, okay, I like repeated it. No, spread it out. Ask yourself on Sunday night, then ask yourself the next week, and maybe space it out a month later. Just really try to sit with yourself and ask, where are these internal pressures coming from? Where are all these shoulds coming from? Is this actually making me happy? Because when it comes down to it, you are the one who is going to be living your life. No one else. It's not going to be your mom or your dad. It's not going to be your brother or sister. It's not going to be your cousin. It's not going to be your best friend. It's not going to be your colleague or your coworker or someone you see randomly at a coffee shop. It's gonna be you. So don't try to lead this picture perfect life of, all the things you should check off, that you think you should check off, because really, ultimately, when it comes down to it, you are the only person who knows what will make you happy. You need to start living for yourself, and I think a lot of stress will actually go away once you actually drill into the why behind what you're doing and understanding your values. And I hate when people are like, don't stress. Oh wow, phenomenal advice. All of a sudden I'm not going to stress because you said don't stress. But I really wanted to talk through and walk you through something that I think a lot of us subconsciously do, of putting these pressures on ourselves, or making ourselves think we need to hit a certain milestone or be a certain somebody, when in reality, those may not actually be things you really want. They might just be things that you're told to want. Okay, that is it for today. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, comment away, like it, thumbs up, all the things. Send it to a friend, share it to a friend. Subscribe to me if you want more fun videos like this with little life lessons and nuggets, and I will chat with you later. And enjoy the day. It is a beautiful day here. Sunshine, love it. I hate when people wave, sorry. I just don't know what to do with that in the videos. Bye.